Nice. All right, taking a peek at the steering wheel as well as the cluster screen inside of the Ford Mustang. Now, this is the 2024 model. It's the 201A EcoBoost. So there's a little bit of a difference between the 201 packages, the 401 GT, Dark Horse, and then some of the other ones. And that's literally just right there in the screen. So inside of the EcoBoost, the 201A and some of the other packages, they're connected. Inside of some of the other ones, they're essentially two separated screens instead, but they've got virtually the exact same functionality. So let's dive through. I'm going to show you everything that you need to know. So first thing, the steering wheel itself is fantastic, and it's manual telescoping still, so just by your left knee, you can go in, out, up and down as necessary. Now one thing, hold on, let's zoom you out a tiny little bit. Ah, yeah, there you go. That's what I'm looking for. You can see there, flat bottom steering wheel along the very bottom, which I just think that's so neat. Grip, not too shabby. You can lock that thing back into place. It's good. Now the steering wheel itself does have a heated option, and you can turn the heated steering wheel on right through the media screen there. Now, if yours didn't have a heated steering wheel, obviously it wouldn't be there, but I gotta say, the new wheel looks nice. I like this little insert. It's like a carbon fiber-esque type of insert there. Wraps all the way around the wheel, along the top and the bottom. Typical pony right along the very middle. And then there are some obviously big changes from the 2023 to the 2024 Plus, like big changes. So along the left-hand side, you've got your turn stick, flash your high beams out. Right stick is going to be for your front wipers there, and then adjusting the speed as necessary. Very straightforward. Now, one thing about the high beams themselves before I kind of move on. So as of right now, I've got the instrument lights in the auto mode. So if you're in the auto mode, you can't keep your high beams on all the time. So it's essentially going to be an auto high beam instead. So what that means is that if the vehicle recognizes it needs the beams, it'll turn them on automatically. If somebody's oncoming, it'll lower them and then bring them right back up again. If you want to have your high beams permanently turned on, all you have to do is just go to your low beam mode, and then you're going to push away. And as you can see there, high beams are not permanently turned on. But regardless though, like even if you were in lights off mode, you could still pull in if you wanted to, temporarily warn people that there's an oncoming cop or whatever the case may be. This is nice. I like it. Now buttons along the left-hand side, these are going to be for your adaptive cruise control system. So you'll be able to turn the adaptive cruise control system on. How far or close to your way do you want to be from the vehicle that's in front of you? Think of it like a 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi type of a rule. And then from there, you can also see current speed limit there. And you can adjust 1 kilometer or 1 mile per hour at a time, and then cancel or resume. So the cancel resume, straightforward. Like you could press your brake as well if you wanted to temporarily cancel it. But when you come to a complete stop, you can get going again. You start moving, push this in order to get yourself back up to the set speed again. So very straightforward. In order to increase, decrease 1 kilometer, 1 mile per hour at a time. And then there's the lane keeping system. So lane keeping system is different from the lane centering system. So you can see that lane centering button there. But lane keeping, what that's going to do is it works one of 3 ways. So first way is if it recognizes that you're veering over into a lane without signaling, it's going to nudge you back into your lane. Way number 2 is it's going to shake the steering wheel. Way number 3 is it'll do both. So it'll gently shake the steering wheel and nudge you back into your lane. Versus the full lane centering is going to keep you perfectly balanced in your lane as you go. It is a really, really great system. But so many different options available there. You can go between a series of different modes as well. So you've got custom modes that are available, and you can set your custom modes and things like that through the screen, but you can lock out sport mode, track mode, drag, slippery. Look at those animations though. Kudos to whoever designed that. That is so damn cool. Different custom modes, so nice. Normal, sport. Sport would definitely be the way that I would live most of the time though. Oh yeah, that looks good. So sport mode, but it's also a slightly unique cluster screen, and that's because along the side there, we've got the bottom right-hand side, so you've got a little button there. So you can push that, and that's gonna let you customize a few things. So let's bounce you over a tiny little bit. You can see there a series of different modes. So there's track apps that are available with like acceleration, brake lap, timers, series of different auxiliary gauges here. So the previous gen Mustang had a few gauges that were available along the very top, but this one, you can adjust out so many things. So if you wanted to change cylinder head, engine oil pressure, inlet air, etc., You can go larger, smaller view with multi options as well. It's really cool. Change out your custom mode. So this is where you're going in order to set up your unique profile. So there's 2 individual ones set there, but you can have it set up to do a few things. So what mode do you want to be in? Do you want your sports steering? If you had the active valve exhaust system, that would also show up. Do you want your traction control on off, auto start stop system on off? And then what mode do you want your cluster screen to be in? So there's normal mode. You've got sport track mode, sport mode, and then there's even like the old school Fox Body classic mode instead. It is really neat. So you can kind of customize that a little bit. You can customize your colors for primary, secondary colors, and even tweak out the ambient lighting. On top of that, you can adjust your cluster theme. So as of right now, it's on the calm mode, but you've got all of the different modes that are available there as well. So let's flip you back over here for a second and go through. So you can match drive mode if you want to. You can have it set up for normal. So this is the way that the normal mode looks versus sport mode. Oh yeah. Versus track mode, so very similar to last year's model. Calming mode instead, gets rid of most things, and then, so let's even see, like we turn off that system there, turn off that system. It's like a naked screen. It's pretty nice. And then you've also got, look at this, old school Fox Body, 87 to 93 instead. So if you wanted more of like that classic Mustang look, you've got that option. But I personally love the sport mode. Look at that. Look at how nice that looks. That's beautiful. And then there's also one other thing that you can adjust through this screen, and that's the flexibility to be able to go through. So if we go through our settings. Oh, instrument cluster. That's what I'm looking for. Instrument cluster. You can also choose what screens are there. So trip 1 counter, 2 counter, fuel economy, and a few other things. But that's nice. That's really nice overall. And series of other buttons along the side. So this is your voice command prompt. So you'll be able to do things like change songs, radio stations, navigate using your voice, things like that. This one is going to let you change out your steering mode. So as of right now, we're in sport mode, so that's why I can't tweak it out. But you'd have the flexibility of normal, comfort, or sport steering instead. You can increase or decrease the audio this way. And then this series of different options in order to be able to move through the cluster screen there. So let's kind of hop you in a tiny little bit. And let's go through a few options. So you've got your trip 1 counter. You can press and hold the OK button, as you can see there, to reset. Boom. Drop down. Fuel economy, same idea. You can reset. You can see what your tire pressure is like, what your gauges are up to as you go, your other gauge details. Like, I love that you've got basics here, but I love that available through the media screen, you can go through all of these options, what your current Mustang status is, and then driver assistance. So if you've got cruise control and settings and other things turned on, hold on, wait for this to go away. And you can see there, driver assistance, what's available and what's active, yes or no. But you're going to see, I mean, as you saw between different drive modes, slightly different look, but you're always going to have your tachometer there, speedometer available in either miles or kilometers, your current speed, whether or not you've got adaptive cruise turned on, yes or no. So you can see there a few things disappear / reappear, what your current road speed is. Along the outside there, you can see what your current fuel level is, how many kilometers you have left to empty, and then the very bottom there, that one is going to be how many kilometers you've driven total, what mode you're currently in. So as of right now in the sport mode, what gear you're currently in. So this is obviously the 10-speed automatic, your current RPM levels, and then you've also got your current engine temperature on top of that. So the gauges are going to look slightly different just depending. The only other thing to point out really is that you also have the option, I mean, obviously for factory navigation here, but if you had maps going, so if you had a route going, it would also show up slightly inside of the cluster screen. So hold on, watch the very bottom as we start. So you can see there, it's going to tell you essentially like a turn-by-turn direction. So you don't have the option for full screen maps, unfortunately, but you still do have the option of at least getting a tiny little bit of info down there instead. So I know it's quite a lot of information, but that's everything that you need to know about the steering wheel as well as the cluster screen inside of the Ford Mustang.